Milo, is that you?
There, I think I got it. Bruce.
Lionel?
Bruce?
Lionel?
Yeah, I missed you, buddy. It's been a while.
Oh, it has been a while.
Yeah.
What have you been up to, man?
Well, I've been working on my SM58s.
Sweet.
My handheld mics. They're the industry standard.
Yeah. But you've been dreaming about U87s.
I've been dreaming about U87s. That's right. Exactly. Remember we were talking about the Mofo or Moho or U87s.
The Newman U87.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So that was a long time ago in a land far, far away. We interviewed a guy named Brooks Willig, who lives in San Angelo, Texas, which is West Texas.
Yes.
Which is apparently surrounded by water.
Dehydrated water.
Yeah. Oh, he's already in the studio.
Oh, he snuck in.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, geez, he just came right into the studio. He was been under
I'll go back out there.
No, he's been under the desk the whole time ever since. So, all right, so let's get right to it. His name was Brooks Willig, and he lives in West Texas, San Angelo, Texas, which is like about 4 hours southwest of Dallas-Fort Worth area, which is where our friend Chris Atkins lives.
Yes,
but Chris
Atkins
lives north of Dallas in Argyle, Texas, which of course is the home of the Argyle Fighting Sox, which everybody knows. You must have heard of the Fighting Sox, haven't you, Brooks?
Not till this podcast.
Then you haven't been listening. Go back and start listening again. The Fighting Sox showed up, I don't know, sometime in 2017.
Oh, yeah. I mean, not this absolute episode. But
not this episode. But the Fighting Sox have been on the AML for a while now.
Yeah.
And we had to convince Chris that was the team mascot. And then, of course, there's the flopping bass up there in Minnesota.
Fall River?
Falls River or something.
Falls River, something like that, yeah.
Let me see. I'm going to look on the map, see if we can identify that place, because it was right on the Minnesota-Wisconsin border, and it was the college that Mike Wachowski went to. And it was like a flopping bass or something. And we said, well, what's their mascot? And he goes, I don't know, flopping bass or something. Or somebody said it. It was funny stuff. Anyways, I laughed.
The fighting flopping bass is what we came up with.
Exactly. I laughed and laughed. All right. So now Brooks, who owns a company called Western Audio Works, and he models an HO, and he's going to start a Fremo group for West Texas. And he's going to invite people from all over West Texas, even Knickerbocker, to be in the Fremo group. And he's excited about doing that. And he had some beautiful bench work, but he took that down because he's always on the road. Is he doing the audio for all these cool concerts and shows and all this stuff? And he met the guy that found the Titanic. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
And what's his name? Robert
Ballard.
Robert Ballard. So
He's one of the many people I've met.
Yeah, one of the many people. And you didn't meet Merle Haggard, but you got to do one of his shows.
2 of his shows, actually.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And, okay, so if I was in San Angelo tonight, would I make Amarillo by morning?
Yeah, it'd be very early.
All right. You've agreed to wear the tinfoil helmet and take a try at the Kelly questions.
Okay, I'm ready.
Are you ready? All right. Which do you prefer? This is a good question for you. Which do you prefer, steam or diesel?
Oh man, I like both. I would say maybe. I would say steam, just because of the coolness of it.
Okay, so would you model in steam or would you model in diesel?
Like what I'm modeling in diesel currently. So, if I was doing an older layout, I think I would do steam. Maybe especially the transition era. But man, I know that's contradictory.
It is.
Even though I'm bottling a diesel right now, but I say I really like steam. It's got a romance to it, I would say.
Okay, all right. So steam is it. I
just have a lot of diesel right now.
You have a lot of diesel, but you prefer steam.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's saying he likes trains.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Let's hope. Let's
if it's
hope.
got wheels and moves down a rail, whatever it is.
Let's hope Brucey's a little more definite on some of his answers.
Yes,
because
I'm off to a great start.
Yeah. You're off to the score is trending on the low side right now.
Yeah,
but
the negative right now.
You got a lot of questions left to get that back. So
okay.
So
don't give up yet.
So is it the Newman U87?
That's one of them. Yeah.
Oh, okay. There's many U87s.
Oh, there's as many other microphones.
I know, but you said that was. What did you say? That was the $3,000.
Yeah, that's like a standard recording studio microphone. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, yeah. It's the one with the little arms and all that stuff. And where it sits in there. I don't have the little arms that a lot of microphones have. The little arms that they're sitting in the cradle. I don't have that.
Well, the shock mounts. Yeah.
The shock mounts. Yeah, that's what I need. I need a shock mount. My whole life.
I think the SM7 has it built in there.
Oh, okay. I think that's what my whole life needs a shock mount.
I thought that's what your pickup truck in high school needed.
Exactly. What's your favorite prototype railroad?
Norfolk Southern right now.
And any particular reason why? Do you know how you ended up on those guys?
The black and white paint scheme.
Okay.
The color scheme of black and white.
And you like are black and white colors? Well, I'm asking.
Shades of gray.
There's shades of gray. So what did you say, Bruce? The black is the one. They're both ends of the spectrum.
Black is absent, and white is all.
Black is absent.
Either end of the color spectrum.
Okay, but I don't understand that. So, how would you take black and white? So they're just the other opposite ends of the spectrum. So you don't take black and white and make green.
No. Black is absorbing every color.
Okay.
And white is reflecting every color.
All right. So then I thought they were just sponges and reflectors. I never thought of them as colors. All right. If you were rail fanning, would you rather photograph the trains or ride on them?
Ride on them.
Okay.
I'd rather be driving them, but I don't think I can do that.
Well, then you'd be riding on them. If you were driving it, you'd be riding on it.
Yeah.
Have you ever had an opportunity to ride in a cab of a locomotive?
No, I don't think so.
Well, you got to work on that. You got to make that a priority, buddy.
I know some people on the railroad here. So,
do you?
Maybe I can make that happen.
So is there a railroad?
YouTube.
Is there a railroad that goes through San Angelo?
Yeah, it's called the Texas Pacifico.
And it's a short line of some sort.
Yeah, and it used to be part of the South Orient, which I think ran from Presidio, Mexico to I'm not sure where it actually goes to. But we used to have two railroads around here. There was the Santa Fe, or Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe, and then the KCNMO, Kansas City and Missouri.
If you look in Google Maps, there seems to be a lot of tracks in San Angelo. Is there still a lot of tracks there?
Yeah. At one time, the line was very out of shape. It ran like 10 miles an hour. Right. But then we had a big wind manufacturer come in, Martifer, and they were going to build a big plant. And then so they got I think funding from the state to upgrade the rail line through here. And but that since fell through, but they've been running some really big, long trains through here lately. And there's like 5-unit ST40-2 lash ups coming through. And then I think now they're recently getting some like SD80 Max and just some big locomotives coming through here.
And this is the Texas and Pacifico.
Yes.
And it runs out of Mexico and north to. Do you know where it goes north to?
I'm not sure. I'd have to look that up.
All right, I'm going to look on the route. I'm going to look on the route map right now, and which I just was handed by our crack staff. And there's some more information coming in from the crack staff, and it would appear that it runs from someplace called Alpine, south of Alpine. Mm-hmm. There's a Mexican pronunciation, Presidio.
Yeah, that's
through Alpine, Fort Stockton, into San Angelo, and then it hooks up in San Angelo Junction, way up there, and eventually makes its way into Fort Worth.
No, yeah.
So that's pretty,
Fort Worth. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So that's it's a pretty big railroad.
Yeah, it is getting big. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. That's good research there, Bruce.
Yeah. Thank you. I try.
Yeah. That's we were talking about Fremo. I don't know. I think probably the last time we interviewed or something. I'm sort of interested in maybe doing that route too. Like I said, I got lots of ideas. Only time and money is the problem.
All right, so now I'm looking at this map, and some of it's in red and some of it's in green. Bruce, what do you think that is?
Different colors? I don't know.
Oh, wait a minute. Green is Texas and Pacifico.
Yeah.
And red is other line.
And BNSF. Okay, then the
looks
red
like
is...
it.
Okay.
Trackage rights.
Okay, so the Texas and Pacifico really runs from halfway between Fort Worth and San Angelo, and that's where it terminates, and then it has trackage rights up into Fort Worth, Dallas. Okay, now we're getting there. We know who we got to ask about that. It's Chris Atkins.
Chris Atkins could probably tell us everything we need to know about it.
Exactly. Chris Atkins, fill us in there, buddy. And
here we go. Here's what we got to do. We got Chris Atkins and Brooks together. They can meet out and rail fan the Texas and Pacifico and report back.
There you go. And Brooks has got to go to Plano, the train show in Plano, Texas, and hook up and get a picture with Chris.
Well, there you go.
Well, let's see. When is the one in the fall?
It's in the fall.
Right.
You might want to look that up. Train show, Plano, Texas. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on here to another question. For crying out loud, what was your first model train?
Model train, that would be a Walter. I think it was a Walters box set. It's a BNSF. I don't know what the locomotive model is. I still have it though.
Oh, you still have it? That was my next question. Do you still have? Some guys keep their original stuff, and some guys don't.
Yeah. No, I have my. I inherited a lot of my grandpa's trains. So
right.
I have all that. Even a guy that I do that is one of the cast members in the musicals I work with. He said he had a lot of N-scale stuff, and he was like, "Oh, I bought all this to do it. No, I'll just give it to you. I don't do it right now." But I was like, "Cool."
A cast member in the Music Man.
Yeah, well, not the Music Man. This is actually last year, but he's in a lot of the shows up there with this group that I work with.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What's your favorite model railroad scale?
HO. Yeah.
All right. True or false? N scale is dead.
I would say it's lost.
Lost in the hobby?
No. I it seems to be really making a comeback. Like
it is.
There's a lot of people doing N scale, and that's being interested in steel mill. I really, if I didn't have so much invested in HO steel mill equipment, and if I was not sane, I would probably do steel mill in HO. Or N. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, the N scale stuff runs so good now.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just going to say the Plano, Texas fall show is 29th and 30th of September.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking at it right here.
Yeah, so it's the last weekend in September, so leave that free.
Okay.
Don't be doing the Music Man or any of your other stage shows. Just say, no, boys, I'm booked up that weekend.
I may have stuff booked already.
Oh, there you go.
Man, I'd really love to go. I wanted to go. I had plans to go earlier this year, and had some financial problems with some contracts, so it kind of deterred me from being able to go.
AKA also known as they didn't pay me. What's your favorite model railroad?
Oh man, I have no idea on that.
Well, that's good.
I would say, you know, is the one that I haven't built yet.
Yeah, is that an answer, Bruce?
He gave it, so I guess technically it is.
Yeah,
it's the one that I have planned in my head.
Well, okay. When you're scanning the internet though, on YouTube, you must have somebody that you really like. You kind of went.
I like everything.
You are dangerously close to like minus 50 at this point. We had a guy that actually had a positive score of infinity because of one answer he gave. You may be at the other end of the scale. But we can't say that because we don't know what the other answers are going to be. So.
This is true.
Who is the most influential model railroader for you?
I would have to say Tim Morris probably, because he developed fast tracks, and that's something that I'm very interested in doing, and I think that the building turnouts has revolutionized model railroading.
Wow.
I would say that because I've got Atlas switches, and that was one thing when I had my first big modular layouts, they always derailed on the switches.
That's a good answer, eh, Bruce? I think that, man, he's gone from a crappy answer to a really good answer.
Yeah.
I've thought about that one for a while.
Tim Morris, because he's revolutionized turnout building. That is a great answer. And I bet you Mike Wachowski would agree with you on that one.
Sure. Kevin Marks.
Yeah. Kevin Marks. That's how he's.
I think Kevin Marks has about 25,000 worth of fixtures by now.
Well, and he's an O-scale trolley guy. So and he has all these all these turnouts made, and that's how he picks up girls.
Yes.
Let me show you my turnouts. My fast tracks turnouts. Let me show you my track work. That's what he says. That's his pickup line.
Yeah. Can I give a runner up to that?
No, you can't. I'm sorry.
No. Oh, see, it was going so well, and then
yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but now that you screwed it up, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have to mention this guy because he really got me into the podcast listening. But that would be Ryan Anderson.
There you go. Yes,
another good answer.
The late Ryan Anderson.
The late Ryan Anderson, and the name of his podcast is
the Model Railcast Show.
The Model Railcast Show. Excellent answer. That's a good answer. Select one of the following as your favorite: bench work, track work, scenery, or electrical.
Track work.
All right, easy. Well, that one came out flying out of there.
Yeah.
If you could give somebody in the hobby who is just starting out and cost one item and cost was no object, what would it be?
I would have to say a train set.
All right, that's a good answer.
It has a controller, track,
the whole 9 yards.
Everything. Yeah. Because that's how I got started. So.
There you go. That's a good answer too. Not a great answer, but a very good answer. Wouldn't you say, Bruce?
I'd say it's a good answer.
Yeah, exactly.
Depending on the age, I guess.
Exactly, but it's a good answer.
Yeah.
Where do you buy most of your model railroad supplies?
If I'm I would say Discount Model Trains.
Is that online?
No, that's up in Addison, Texas.
Addison, Texas, which is Chris Atkins talks about that. He
took Gordy Robinson.
He took Gordy Robinson there. Yeah, he made them keep the store open on their whirlwind tour. When that was the night that was the day that Gordy qualified for the Texas NASCAR race, and saw where they build covered hoppers and helped assemble a couple of those. And
went over to Tire 55 and helped them out.
Yep, and then he went up to Saginaw, Texas, and helped run that yard for a while.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's my go-to place to go whenever I'm up there. So I always say I have to make a pilgrimage to the train store.
Where exactly is it?
It's north of Dallas.
Okay.
It's like between Dallas and Frisco.
Okay. Like way north or like 30 miles north?
It's I would say it's halfway between 635 and George Bush Turnpike.
Okay. And here's a little known fact that you may not know. All of the east-west interstates are even numbers, and the north-south interstates are odd numbers.
Oh yeah.
Except when you get to Fort Worth, it's 35 west and 35 east, but they're north and south highways. It's very confusing.
Well, and then 635 goes in a circle, so I guess the three numbered interstates just go round and round.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. Okay, so that's a good answer. Most interesting railroad quest, like the thing that you're looking for the most, like a book or a locomotive, a car.
Oh, that's a
map.
good question.
Yeah, well, we only ask good questions. Did he leave? Bruce, did he leave? For me,
I think so. I think he ran out to look at his notes.
Let's see. There for a long time it was steel mill books, and I have a lot of those now. So,
well, that can be it. Then there was steel mill stuff about steel mills.
Yeah. I'm still interested in that. I haven't really found much new stuff. Like,
okay,
I do have the one book that's the real biggest thing is the United States Steel published it. It's the making and shaping or treatment of steel, and that's like you read that book, you should know how to do steel, I guess.
Oh, okay.
And then the copy that I actually bought on the inside, it actually has Bethlehem Steel stamped in it. It's like came from their library or something like that.
And where'd you find that?
I think I found it on eBay.
There you go.
But anyway, that one's real special to me because that's how I researched a lot in Bethlehem Steel.
So what was the name of the book again?
I think it's called well, I want to get the name right. So
Okay.
I've got a picture of it here somewhere.
Do you have it happen? Is it on the shelf there somewhere?
Well, it's in my house.
Okay.
It's not out here.
So where are you, out in the yard or something?
I'm in my workshop.
Oh, okay.
It's the making, shaping, and treating of steel.
Oh, okay. Cool. What's your favorite train event of the year, model or prototype?
Let's see. I would say the Plano Train Show because I've been there.
Right.
I'm hoping to go to the National Train Show this year. It's actually on a week that I'm not having to work. So
in Kansas City.
Yeah, but I do have to work on the weekend, but I can actually make it up there during the week. So I'm really planning on hoping to go.
Well, we'll be up there too, and we're going to be up there. So if you're up there, make sure you run into me.
Yeah.
And don't be saying to me afterwards, "Oh, I saw you talking to somebody else, and I didn't want to bother me." I want to be bothered by everybody.
Okay.
I might look at you like with this look of, "Who are you again?" But that's that. I give that look. I've done that. I gave that look to Bruce yesterday. So that's not a. Do you prefer regular beer or light beer?
Regular.
Oh boy. Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Do you have one?
We used to have 2 dogs, and then but my wife, she found out she was really allergic to them. So.
Oh, okay.
That's too bad.
And then I'm allergic to cats. So.
And what's your wife's name?
Sarah.
Okay. Hey, Sarah. How you doing? Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Diet or regular?
Regular.
Okay. What is your favorite hot dog condiments?
Before I would put everything on it, but now that I've started listening to the podcast, it's mustard and relish.
Mustard and relish. That's your basic game dog.
Yeah, and I like to sprinkle some cheddar on.
Oh yeah, well you can't go wrong with cheese or bacon or anything like that. That was a good answer. Have you ever been bungee jumping?
No.
Is there even a bridge in St. Angelo?
Yeah, some short bridges.
Yeah, I wonder if a guy got bungee jumps from a highway overpass and need a 10-foot cord. But there wouldn't really be time. There'd barely be any time for putting your arms out or screaming or nothing.
Yeah.
If you were a beer can, what size would you be?
Probably a keg.
How many pairs of shoes do you have?
I have a lot, but I have 3 that I normally use.
How many do you have?
Maybe 6.
Okay, that's a good number.
But 3 of them don't fit. I don't know why I still have them.
That's good. 6 pairs of shoes and half of them don't fit.
Yeah.
So you got a pair of sneakers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's my kind of everyday shoes.
Yeah, exactly. And you got a pair of dress shoes.
I do have those. Yeah. But those those are part of the ones that don't really fit.
Here's an interesting question. You sound like a real Texan.
Mm-hmm.
Are you driving a pickup truck?
I am.
Attaboy.
Yeah. Ford F-350.
Ford F-350.
It's the best in Texas.
Wow. That's a hauling machine, an F-350.
Oh yeah, mine's a 2012, and I have to pull trailers, heavy loaded trailers, and there's this going to Dallas. There's this little stretch of the interstate called Ranger Hill, and all of the my dad had an older 97 Ford, but you always have to drop down a gear, and you have to. All the semis are running like 40 miles an hour up this thing.
Right.
And when I first got this truck, we had that thing loaded. I just was cruising along, booking 75 up that hill, and I was like, "Man, this thing hauls." And then my dad was like, "Man, I got to get me one of these someday."
Is it diesel?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Is it a dually?
No, I don't have a.
Okay.
I just have a single wheel, but of course mine's just 2-wheel drive. My dad's got a 4-wheel drive because that's kind of when he went and got it. That's mostly what they carry around here.
Right. Exactly. That's a hauling machine though. F-350.
Oh yeah.
What kind of motor does it have in it?
I think it's a Ford motor.
Like a big diesel.
Yeah. 6.7 liter.
Whoa.
Yeah. Turbocharged.
That's massive.
Wow.
But I think it'll do like 400 horse on it.
And how big is your trailer?
We've got a 16-footer and a 24-footer.
Wow.
And I also have a 24-foot box truck, Freightliner. That's only 190 horse cat, and we're actually looking at having to replace the engine in it. Right now, we've got some issues with it. So
you have a lot of equipment, don't you?
Yeah. I've got quite a bit, and I never have enough.
And I don't know if you remember this, Bruce, but when we did the interview with Brooks,
yes,
we asked him to be the vice president in charge of sound at the old AML
Yes, we
network.
did.
Yeah. So hopefully he's going to accept that offer. Let's see. Next question is, man, that was a good answer. We just by asking questions, we found out that he's got an F-350. That is a hauling machine. What is your favorite Bobby Goldsboro song?
I have no idea who that is. Does that date me?
You don't know your favorite Bobby Goldsboro song?
No.
It's Honey from 1968.
Oh, okay. That sounds good. I'll have to look that up.
And
I'd say that's before my time there.
Well, it may be, but it's everybody's favorite Bobby Goldsboro song, and you know why?
No, I don't know why.
It was his only hit.
Oh, okay. Well, that might explain it.
Yeah. Nominated for a Grammy, nominated for a CMA award, but it was in the #1 spot for quite a while. It's a sad song. So it's a tear. Bruce, would you call it a tearjerker?
What's that?
Did I wake you up?
No. I just
the Bobby Goldsboro song, "Honey."
Honey.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it could be a tearjerker because the tree is grown and now she's gone and all that stuff.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So, yeah. My dad ate my dog ate my homework, and my wife left me, and on and on it goes. If you were a superhero, what sort of powers would you have?
I would say the power to grant wishes.
Wow, that's a good answer.
That's pretty good.
That's a well thought out answer. The power to grant wishes. So you'd be like a genie.
Yeah.
Any idea what your costume would look like?
It'd probably be blue.
Okay.
I thought for sure it was going to be black and white.
Oh yeah. That's better. We'll go with that.
And it'd be Grant Man.
Yeah.
And apparently black and white is colors.
With the Horsehead logo.
Yeah,
There
exactly.
you go. All right. Yeah.
Have you ever had a brush with the law?
Only a warning.
Only a warning.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Let's. We've heard this sort of story before.
Yeah, we've heard these warning stories before.
Yeah. So what's the true story on this?
Actually, the office. I was driving my sister's truck, and they just did reconstruction on this road, and it changed. It used to be like 50 miles an hour on there, and they changed it to 40. And so, like, this cop pulled me over, and I was like, standing there at the. Or he was up. He's like, "Oh," I handed him my stuff, and I was like, "Well, what did I do wrong?" He's like, "Oh, you were speeding." I was like, "Really?" And he's like, "Yeah, they just changed this to 45 or whatever." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I guess I wasn't paying attention then." So I did have another cop pull me over, and it was really funny. So he comes walking up, and I was like, "Well, what's the problem? I didn't think I was doing anything wrong." And he's like. He takes one look at my windshield, and he's like, "Oh, well, I thought you had an out-of-date registration sticker, and but no, it looks like you're still good for another year. So have a nice day."
Carry on.
And I wanted to say, my dad was with me. I was like, I wanted to say, maybe you should get your vision checked.
Yeah.
He's like, "No, that's not a good thing to say."
Yeah. No, so thank you, officer.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Have you ever been on TV?
Yeah.
In what capacity?
Well, I had when I had an Eagle project, I had interviewed for that.
An Eagle project?
Yeah, I'm an Eagle Scout.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I think I mentioned that in the other interview.
You did, yeah. Now, this isn't an interview. This is just questions.
We might have to do a follow-up.
Yeah, but that's when we discovered you have to be prepared. Yeah, which is
why
I can't be a scout. Why I can't be a scout because I'm not prepared. I shouldn't even have a podcast. Okay, so when you were an Eagle Scout for your what was your Eagle project?
Went to Cornerstone Christian School, so we had a playground that was built out of lumber, pressure treated lumber, and it was getting really probably sketchy, I would say, looking.
Right. And
splinters and
right.
So the PTA got some fundraising and grants and bought a new playground. And at first when I started doing the project, we're looking at maybe building a new playground for the school. And then they wound up buying a playground, pre-manufactured one that came in. So my project was to tear the old one out and then make it prep the area for the new one and then also plant some benches, some park benches around the area too. So
okay, cool. Yeah. Who's your best friend?
That would be my wife.
That would be Sarah.
Sarah, yeah.
Okay, that's a good answer. Is she standing beside you? Is that why you're saying that?
No.
Oh, okay. That's just
and Jesus too. That's my.
There you go. Okay, that's a good answer. Excellent answer. What's your favorite zoo animal?
Hippopotamus.
That's a good answer too. You're making headway.
Okay.
You got a long ways to come back, but you're making headway. Hippopotamus, yeah. So we had one fellow he almost as quickly went giraffe. So good answer.
Yes.
Do you prefer baseball or hockey?
I'd say baseball because we don't have hockey around here that much.
Right. So if you could only choose one professional sports team to root for, would it be the Detroit Tigers or the Toronto Maple Leafs?
I don't know any of those. Okay, I'll just have to say Toronto Maple Leafs because I know that's yours.
Well, then you know something about them.
Okay.
Oh, I was almost going to tell you to get out of the studio. If you were stranded on a desert island with just one person, would you prefer it to be with Bruce the Angry Mailboy or Lionel the Evil Overlord?
I'll take Anna, you're all about it's a tough choice here. I would probably have to take Bruce, I guess.
Whoa!
Oh, I didn't see that one coming, did you? He thought he was setting right up to say you, and all of a sudden, no, he made the hard left, and away he went.
That was a change. That was a change-up.
Yeah.
Just because he's the mail boy, so make sure we get mail out there.
Oh, there you go.
Well, there you go. I swung at that one so hard. I was putting that one over the 400. I was going dead center, 400 deep, and then it was a change-up, and I just missed that. That was a 2-1 pitch, and I just missed that altogether. I am now walking back to the dugout. What's your favorite podcast?
This one.
There you go. And you started.
No, hold on. Modeler's Laugh.
There you go.
There you go.
All right, we got to do the scores. So just take a seat there, and Bruce is we'll do some ciphering.
3 goes into 1 and
fire up the supercomputer.
Yeah. 67.
All right. Oh, how did that get in there? Okay. All I could see. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm ready.
Okay, go.
3.221.
3.221.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and how did anything jump out at you?
Well, he kind of stumbled. I don't know what it is. The quality of the questioners or questionees is they don't understand. Would you rather ride or
yeah,
or steam or diesel? The or questions are throwing them there.
Yes,
I don't know. So I was confused there, so we lost points. But then the granting wish superhero and so he made a good comeback and a good solid score.
Yeah, what was that? 3.211?
3.221.
221, okay.
Yes, yeah, don't shortchange them.
Okay. Well, I kind of got annoyed right out of the box because, as you say, the or questions just seemed to those first 3 questions, 2 questions like steam or diesel, ride or photograph.
Yeah.
It just seems to throw them, and I was pretty much. By the time we got is N scale dead, I was pretty much annoyed.
Well, yeah, I could tell your eyes were kind of in that look going there. So
you
probably saw me kind of trying to slide out of your line of sight.
Yeah, exactly. And then he picked himself for the most influential model railroader.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of. I'm thinking,
and the layout he hasn't built yet. That show creativity. I thought
that does. Actually, you're right. That's kind of where I was headed with that one. And then he was like, he's pretty quick. You know how some people go, "Oh, I don't drink beer." There was none of that.
Yeah. There was none of that, and what size he went right with keg.
Yeah, right to the kegger. That was where things started to pick up, and his hot dog condiments were good. Although I know you don't necessarily agree with that. And I like
but the cheese was always a good choice.
Yes, exactly. And I like the fact that he's interested in bungee jumping from a highway overpass.
Yes, the 3-foot bungee cord.
Yeah, he'd be just standing there. Don't do it. And the guy jumps. Like I say, barely got time. You know how the guys always put their arms out and look at me. I'm living life to the fullest, And then, you barely get time to put your arms out and you'd be going back the other way. You'd be looking at him going, this is not working.
I think it's called fall arrest protection.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? It bothers me that nobody knows who Bobby Goldsboro is.
Yes.
I
have to find some links and throw them up to educate our fans.
Yeah, that's right. We should have a Bobby Goldsboro page on the website.
Put it on a.
That's what we need.
Theme music.
Yeah, well, we need. That's the theme music we should have for the Kelly questions. We need a Bobby Goldsboro tribute page on our website.
I'll put that on the whiteboard.
You know what really did it for me? Like, he was well into the negatives for me, but then when he said he had 6 pairs of shoes and he only wears 3 of them because 3 of them don't fit.
Yeah.
And then we found out he's driving that Ford F-350.
Yes. Yeah.
So after all that, and I subtracted 7.6 just for the annoyance factor. And then he picked you to. Then he picked the Toronto Maple Leafs, but then he picked you. So I came up with 0.1.
Ooh.
But considering where he was at some points in the contest,
that's an outstanding comeback.
That's an outstanding score. So you put those two together, and he's gonna be below average.
Yeah, well,
but he's got that F-350, so
that's right. Still higher than Pi. So
yeah, wow.
So 3.14.
Well, now you two guys are like, you want to guys. How do you know that? You're a sound guy.
I learned that model railroading. I got to calculate the radius of a.
There you go.
You're like
calculate the circumference of the radius of the turn. The track. So I know how much flex track I got to use.
So we want people to go to your YouTube because you want to get going on a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So we want.
I need to start putting more videos up.
Yeah, and we need people to go to Hobby Time WSC, and that stands for Western Steel Corporation. And you go there and subscribe to his channel and get him going.
I also have a Facebook page I started just to post, pictures of when I'm, between doing videos.
Okay.
So that's in it. I've only had that up for a month or two.
Is that the same thing? Hobby Time WSC?
Yep.
What about this? The world's biggest fart from a hippopotamus. Any news on that? Okay. You know what? You're starting to annoy me. So let's just.
Are you on YouTube again?
Yeah, maybe. I might have gotten that from the control room.
Hippos. That's the first thing that hopped into my mind. That video.
Bruce, can you give out our email address?
I can. Would you like me to?
Absolutely.
Okay. Our email address, so you can shoot some electrons our way, modlerslife, modlers with 1 L, modlerslife@gmail.com.
All right. I think that's it. You can keep the tinfoil helmet, Brooks. You are an excellent contestant. Somewhat annoying, but I think I'm over that now.
Good.
So, thanks for coming out, and don't let the door hit you on the way out.
And be sure to pick up your lovely parting gifts on
the way out. Pick up your lovely. And as soon as and don't forget, this will be broadcast as soon as you send in your check for $233.
All right. You might need some hot tongs, big thick gloves to handle that one.
Why do we never get an answer when we're knocking at the door with 1,000 million questions about hate and death and war? It's when we stop and look around us, there is nothing that we need in a world of persecution.
It's another Lincoln Homer. Oh, we forgot to get Ralph on again.